I've been lucky enough to go to Africa for multiple times. And every time I would go, I always thought how great it would be if I could take my boys. My 3 boys and my oldest grandson are joining me in South Africa. I've been looking forward to this hunt for years, and it's finally going to happen.
Wow, look at that. That's absolutely stunning. That is awesome.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents
This week is not only a bucket list hunt, it's a family bucket list hunt. My 3 boys and my oldest grandson are joining me in South Africa. I've been looking forward to this hunt for years, and it's finally going to happen.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Macmillan Fiberglass Stocks, Swarovski Optic, Hornady Ammunition, and Borden Accuracy.
I've been lucky enough to go to Africa for multiple times. And every time I would go, I always thought how great it would be if I could take my boys. I got to know Shaun Keeny. He's got the perfect operation for a family hunt. And through years of planning and things messing it up like COVID and just economics at times, we finally got it planned, and the boys and I were going to Africa. The boys and I got to Houston the night before. The anticipation was crazy. The boys were excited, and I was excited. The next morning, we met Seth and Darren in Atlanta, and then it was 15 hours. Next stop, Johannesburg, South Africa. The first night, we overnighted there in Johannesburg in a bed and breakfast. Really nice place. Morning couldn't come fast enough for the boys. Everybody showed up at the right time. We all loaded the stuff into the cars, and we headed to the Kalahari and the air gun. This episode, we are going to be on Shaun's family property, the Aragon, which is in the Kalahari. It's an expansive piece of property, game-rich environment. My second attempt to hunt there, and I was really looking forward to see the boys' expressions when they got there and they were on their first safari.
On my annual marketing trip to the United States in 2020, just before the world got turned upside down by the COVID pandemic, I was visiting a good friend and host, Lamar Smith. Lamar's hunted with me 5 times, and so every year in the United States go visit him, and we actually have a little get together at his house where he invites potential people that'd like to meet me and potentially hunt with my outfit. And we're sitting outside on his porch one day and just reminiscing on all the past hunts we've had together, and he said to me, I'd love to bring my boys. You know, I hadn't met any of his three sons at that point, and I'm the middle of 3 boys, and you know, we enjoy doing stuff together. So I said, no problem, we'll set it up, and we had everything set up, sorted for the 2020 season. And I mean, within a couple of weeks of them arriving, the pandemic hit, and nobody knew the extent of what it was going to do to, never mind this industry, the world. So yeah, a couple delayed years, everything, but we got it lined up this year, 2022.
All my experiences with Shaun Keeny have been excellent. Shaun really tries to get you a quality animal, a mature animal, and make sure you enjoy the hunt of a lifetime. Shaun Keeny Safaris has done that every time. One of the best things about hunting with Shaun is that he can be cordial, he can be exciting, he can be jovial, he can be great in camp, but when it comes down to the hunt, he gets dead serious. and my past experiences with him, if you've seen those shows that we've done before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We make the drive to the Kalahari and we get into the Aragon. The boys' adrenaline are high. I'm excited to be able to watch what they're doing. And once we get unloaded, the first thing we do always is we head to the rifle range. All right, we finally got here. 15 hours over the big pond. The way it worked out, we got here this afternoon. We're gonna touch off a couple of rounds each to make sure this things didn't get messed up during the flight like we always do wherever we go. Parker, my grandson, is shooting my 260 McWhorter, 260 Remington. Cleaned them before I came, so the first shot's gonna make sure there's no oil, the second shot's gonna be where it is, and then we should be good. So, Parker. All right, this is my son, Aaron. He is going to be shooting my 6.5 PRC by McWhorter. It's topped with a Swarovski, and it is a tack driver just like the 260 was. Let's see if he can put two together, touch it too. This is my oldest son, Walker. Y'all have seen him on the show before. He's shooting one of my oldest McWhorters. It's a 300 rum, and it's topped with a X5 Swarovski as well. And like we're going the other two, we're going to shoot two shots to make sure there's no oil in the barrel. We'll see where he shoots. We're ready to go. All three guns are sighted in. Now we can go shoot something.
This segment is brought to you by Board and Accuracy, makers of the most accurate custom hunting actions on the market. Manufactured in the USA to true bench rest tolerances. Board and Accuracy equals success.
The bonus to this hunt was I got to take my oldest grandson. He had just graduated high school. When we first tried to go, he was too young. He was still in high school. So this afforded me the opportunity to give him a graduation gift and take him along with us on the hunt. Parker, being the youngest, he was going to get to go first, and he didn't argue one bit. The challenge of this hunt, the wet season had come and gone, and it left a lot of rain, which makes a lot of grass. The grass was head high, and it was going to be a challenge to be able to spot the animals. Grandson Parker was with Nicky. He was going to guide him on his first safari. They hadn't been hunting very long when they spotted a nice herd of Gemsbok. After Nicky looked at it for a while, he decided there was a shooter and the stalk was on. As anticipated, the grass was going to be a problem. It was tough to get into position. Nicky and Parker had to do a little extra stalking and get a little closer because of that grass.
I can't hear anything.
That felt awesome. Awesome, buddy. That's
I didn't even have time to get nervous.
That's a great Gemsbok.
I
Awesome.
was so steady on him. I didn't even have time to get nervous. That's awesome. Oh, that is awesome. That is crazy. Wow. Not in a million years. As a 3 weeks ago, I had no clue that I was coming. And to be here now with this beautiful animal is insane. I never thought that I would be in this position, let alone be in this position at 17 years old. It's a crazy feeling, and this is a beautiful animal.
You could tell when Parker shot that Gemsbok, that McWhorter 300 rum, you could hear that bullet hit, and you knew it was a good hit. And Parker had his first Gemsbok and his first animal in South Africa. Now it was Walker's turn. They hadn't been traveling very long when Nikki spotted a nice herd of impala. The impala being a little bit smaller animal, the grass was a problem again. But Nikki was up to the task. He got Walker within range and on the sticks.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Extreme Wildlife Adventures, Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, Surge Pro by Biofac Crop Care, Ultimate Antler Deer Feed, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, and Mesquite Creek Taxidermy.
All right, we just saw some impala and pretty good group of rams, so we're gonna cut the wind right. We're gonna stalk in there and see if we maybe can't get one of those. So here we go.
The impala being a little bit smaller animal, the grass was a problem again. But Nikki was up to the task. He got Walker within range and on the sticks. This ram was taking a sweet time. Walker was on the sticks and ready, but he was going left, he was going right, but finally he got next to a tree and he put his head kind of up in that tree like he was going to eat on it and gave Walker the perfect broadside shot.
Yeah, he did. I wasn't letting him get away. That's awesome.
Beautiful ram.
Yeah, he's a pretty one. He was. Dark, real dark horns. That was really neat. Man, that's pretty. Yeah, that'll work. Well, he's kind of quartering away. That's perfect. Oh man, look at that. I mean, what a impala ram. That is beautiful. Such an exciting hunt to be able to come out here and stalk these animals, and it makes it harder when there's 20 sets of eyeballs staring at you, but luckily this one was, they were feeding. He was in here with a group of his ladies and we caught them feeding. They had no idea we were here. We were able to get a pretty good stalk. We were able to get in on them close enough to where I was able to make a shot.
Beautiful old ram. Love to see that secondary growth coming through. Nice and wide. I mean, I like the wider ram personally.
Yeah.
They're not always,
Real wide
come
like
in
this.
this shape, but to me it's
awesome.
one of the prettier ones.
The end of the first day of the safari, we had two animals in the salt, Walker and Parker, both killed great animals, and now they were going to get to experience what is one of my favorite parts. It's the camaraderie around Shaun's fire there in his lodge. There's nothing like it. Your adrenaline comes down, you're telling the stories of the day, and you're going to have some fine South African cuisine, and it's just one of the best parts of every day on your safari is that fire.
Welcome back, folks. Today we're going to talk about barrel length. I get asked all the time when we're talking to customers, what's it going to do if I reduce my barrel length? Is it going to hurt my accuracy? And that's just, it's not going to hurt your accuracy
No,
at all.
absolutely not.
When you shorten a barrel, it can potentially increase the accuracy because of the barrel width. It's like taking a 8-foot piece of PVC that's 2 inch, and you shake it and it'll move just a little bit, and you cut it down to 6 feet and it's not going to move near as much. It dampens that harmonic when you cut it back. But with Magnum calibers, you got to be careful about cutting them way back because they use a lot of powder and they use slow burning powder.
That's right, and you could really hinder the performance. In some of the faster burning powders, it's not such a big deal, but a rifle like this 7mm PRC, it can really be a factor. We're using powders like Rotumbo, H1000, Reloader 26. We've seen 40 to 50 feet per second per inch of change.
Right.
So
some of the short action stuff that's more efficient though, you might not see but 25.
That's right.
And some of the fast burning powders, even less than that. So something that's real efficient is going to burn most of its powder in 22 inches. You might want a 22-inch barrel.
Yep.
But it's definitely not going to hurt the accuracy. The long magnums, the 7 STWs, the 300 Win Mags and all that shoot 75 grains of powder, when you cut those back, it's going to really hurt your velocity. It's not going to hurt your accuracy, but it's going to hurt your velocity.
Yeah, and 4 inches is about the size of your fist. Is that really worth 200 feet per second? If you're buying a big Magnum, all that energy's going somewhere.
That's right, that's right. But if a guy calls and he says, look, I'm in Louisiana, I'm going to shoot whitetails at 100 to 200 yards, I'm going to be hunting from ground blinds, I'm going to say, yeah, get you a short barrel gun, maybe put your suppressor on it, then it turns back into a long barrel gun.
Whatever works in the sugarcane patch.
That's exactly right. But barrel length does not affect anything but velocity for the most part. So that's your downrange tip, brought to you by Alan and Bobby in McWhorter Custom Rifles.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by McWhorter True Precision Long Range Hunting and Shooting School, Tacticam, Leo Photo USA, Sig Sauer, Trigger Tech, Brux Barrels, and Hawkins Precision. This segment is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
Walker had a list of animals he wanted too, but one of the ones he was really curious about was a sable. And what's not to like? It's a beautiful animal. That day, they had rode around and they saw some non-shooters, and it only intrigued Walker more. So that night around the fire, he talked to Nikki about maybe the next morning taking off and looking for a sable. We're riding around this concession and this certain pasture where they'd been seeing this big sable, and a sable's not hard to spot. It's a big black spot, and it's a good size animal, and those big black horns, when they move, they're pretty easy to see. It wasn't very long into the hunt when we spotted the sable and the stalk was on. One of the unique deals about Africa is the stalk. You got the sticks, the stalk, everything that goes into it. What one of the toughest parts is when you're doing it, especially with a film crew, is you have the hunter, the PH, somebody else maybe like a dad like me wanting to watch, and you got a cameraman. So you all get single file and try to reduce your spread so this animal doesn't see you. It's not always easy, but we do our best and we try to get it done. This animal was no different. We all got in a single file, and luckily we got within a couple of 100 yards of this animal without spooking him. The stalk had ended. We got Walker on the stick with the McWhorter 300 rum. The animal had no idea we were there, and he almost presented a shot, but then the animal decided to move, and not just once, but 2 or 3 times. But finally, he gave Walker the broadside shot, and that 300 rum did the trick.
That's awesome, brother. Thank you. Whew.
Another fantastic shot.
Another fantastic hunt.
One piece of brass.
One piece of brass, that's right.
Animal.
One shot, one kill.
One of the best parts of a sable hunt is after you get the animal down, you get to walk up on it. I've walked up on a couple myself, and I'm gonna tell you something, when you get to that animal, just like Walker did, the look on his face was amazing. He was so proud of himself, and I was a pretty proud dad too.
Woo! That is awesome. That is absolutely stunning. I mean, I'm lost for words, honestly. This was one of the animals that I dreamed about being able to come to Africa and hunt. And I mean, like I said, I am lost for words. Absolutely fantastic. Pop, thank you.
Just a mass going all the way through.
Thank you, Shaun Keeny Safaris, for a wonderful experience. So happy that my brothers and my son and my dad are here to enjoy it with us and to get to experience this. What a feeling, what a feeling.
My dream safari with my sons has started out better than I could hope for, and there's still 6 more days to go.